All right. Hello and welcome to the first episode of the How to Be Happy series. I'm so excited today because I'm going to be teaching you a lesson that has changed my life so much that I got it tattooed on my hand. Yes, that says grateful on my hand. So, I want to talk to you about the power of gratitude because my goodness, let me tell you that I have been in the darkest of dark spaces, in the pits of depression, anxiety, not wanting to get out of my bed, having to completely force myself to get out of bed and be an active human in the world. And the last time this happened to me, I, oh my gosh, I mean, it felt like everything in my life had crumbled. I had, you know, uh, issues in my romantic life, and I was really upset and sad and mad. It felt like my business had fallen to pieces and I didn't know what I was going to do. I felt challenged around money. I felt just so stuck. And I was looping in my head, angry and upset and frustrated. And then I became frustrated that I was frustrated because I knew about energy and how our thoughts and emotions create our reality. So then there was this compound effect of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I, and it got to the point where maybe you can relate, where I, I would always have some way of fighting through that. Like it was like challenges motivated me, fear motivated me. And I got to a point where that was no longer motivating me. And I just felt apathy. And what I mean by apathy is just not caring, like not really feeling anything, feeling numb, feeling just like no sense of drive or motivation, and questioning my life and the purpose, and like, oh my gosh. If you've been there, you know the feeling. So whether you've been to the darkest dark holes or you're there now, or you just generally are not experiencing much happiness or joy, today's lesson is going to benefit you massively, okay? And that is the power of gratitude. Now, you may have heard the word or phrase or suggestion to practice gratitude in your life, but what does that mean and why is it so helpful? If you're in the spiritual self development world, you've probably seen this suggested. And there's a reason it's suggested so much. And it's because we cannot feel gratitude and fear at the same time. We cannot feel gratitude and the deepest holes of depression at the same time. We cannot feel gratitude and intense anxiety at the same time. So that means if you intentionally focus on creating gratitude within your body, within your heart, you're going to be relieving yourself of those lower vibrating, intense, dense emotions. And what's really incredible is when you think a thought and feel a feeling about that thought for about 10 to 30 seconds, you begin to magnetize more thoughts that vibrate with that frequency and more feelings that vibrate with that frequency. So what I mean is when something starts going wrong in your life, or you feel upset about anything, it could be something outside of you or something within you. Maybe you're upset about your body. Gosh, I mean, I can write a whole list, so I'm not going to do that right now. But when you're upset about something and you focus on it and you're like, oh man, I'm so frustrated that that thing happened to me. And I'm frustrated that I didn't work out when I said I was going to work out, and that I don't look the way she looks on Instagram. And gosh, I don't have the dream job I thought I would have by this age. And what's happening is you had one thought of frustration or anger, and then you felt feelings about it, and you attracted more thoughts like that and more feelings like that. And that's how we really can get into the spiral, going down and down and down. We spiral ourselves into the deepest dark holes. So, what if you were to do that in the opposite direction and you were to spiral upwards? Because this works. And it is magic. It is magic. It is the reason I have grateful tattooed on my hand, because I never want to forget the power of this practice. I could cry. I'm feeling you. You can probably feel it and see it in me right now. I feel emotional just thinking about the practice of gratitude, because it's saved my life. Like, honestly, it's completely saved my life. And we can access it at any time without anything outside of us changing. Now I'm getting excited imagining you all benefiting from this, because as you master and just practice this superpower of yours of creating gratitude and generating gratitude from within yourself, you're going to start feeling better, and you're going to spiral up. And then you're going to begin to attract thoughts, more positive thoughts, more positive feelings. And then your life is going to begin to change. Where you thought you were stuck, you're going to have new ideas. You're going to have new opportunities come to you. This is exactly how I get unstuck. And the truth is, you're never actually stuck. If you feel stuck, if you're experiencing being stuck, it's because you're vibrating the same frequency over and over and over again. And your frequency is made up of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So if you want to get unstuck, all it means is you need to vibrate a new frequency that begins in your thoughts and feelings, and then your actions follow. Okay? So how do you generate gratitude? Well, I'm going to tell you by telling you a story of the first time I really noticed the power of gratitude. It was when I was in the darkest of dark, and it felt like everything had fallen apart. It was pre-tattoo, a few years before the tattoo. And I was just, do you ever linger in your own shit for so long that you're like, I've had enough? Like, you decide, today is the day I become intolerant to my own suffering. And you choose to no longer stand for the way that you're treating yourself and the way that you're being so negative. Well, that day came. And I think I put on like an Abraham Hicks video or some video that really inspired me, maybe one of my coach's videos. And they were talking about gratitude and the power of it. So I said, okay, let me try this out. And at the time, the only thing I thought that I could be grateful for was a cup of coffee. I have my coffee right here. I am obsessed with mugs, like really cute mugs that make me feel something, and with coffee. I just love the taste. I love my morning routine. Sometimes I wish the caffeine didn't affect me so easily, because I can start to feel a bit jittery. So I only have 1 cup a day, if that. Like, I haven't even finished my full cup. But I love the taste. I love the vibe. So anyway, I'm like, okay, whatever. Feeling very cynical, feeling very negative. Whatever, I'll try to feel grateful for this cup of coffee. So I go and grab it. I make it. And I'm like, okay, let me be present with this coffee. So I choose to smell the smell of the coffee. And I'm like, I tell myself, I say, you'll see I'm closing my eyes, because I close my eyes, I tune into my heart. This is how I do it now so regularly. And I said, I'm grateful for this coffee. And I just let myself smell it and smell it and smell it and enjoy the smell of it. until it was cool enough for me to drink. And already, just saying I'm grateful for this coffee, feeling like choosing to bring my awareness to my heart and feel that gratitude in my heart and enjoy the smell of it, I've already signaled the law of attraction to attract similar thoughts. So immediately, without any effort, I was like, oh, I'm grateful that it's snowing outside because the snow is so beautiful. So I grab a chair and I pull it next to this big window, and I see a cozy blanket, and I said, oh, I'm grateful for cozy blankets. So I grab the cozy blanket, I bundle it around me. I'm in my comfy sweats, which when I'm in the States and it's fall, which it is right now at this recording, although it was winter at the time of this story a few years ago, so I'm in my cozy sweats, which I love and I need because I get cold so easily. So I'm bundled up in the chair with my cozy, and I'm like, ooh, I'm grateful for this. And as I'm saying this and thinking this, I'm feeling it in my heart, and I'm literally feeling my heart open. It feels like a warmth is beginning to like warm me from my heart, moving outwards to the rest of my body. And I hold my coffee in my hands. It's warming me. I turn on the fireplace. I'm like, I'm grateful for this fireplace. And I begin to take a sip of my coffee. And I'm like, I'm grateful for this coffee. And a smile emerges on my face. Probably the first genuine smile in weeks. And I'm like, whoa. And a part of me felt, wait, what am I doing? I have nothing to be happy for. Don't let yourself smile. And then another part of me said, Alicia, no, this is the magic. Create it from within now. Let yourself smile. So I let myself smile. I let myself almost like giggle. I was probably giggling. And I'm like, and I started to amplify this feeling of gratitude. And I would hold the coffee in my hand and I'd say, I'm so grateful. And then I began to rampage. Anything and everything that came to my mind, I said I was grateful for. And I was speaking it out loud. If no one was around at the time, so when no one's around, I love to speak it out loud. There's actually a lot of power in the vibration of your voice speaking to the universe. So I just began to rant. I said, I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for food on my plate. I'm grateful for my friends and family. I'm grateful for my phone and the ability to access people around the world. I'm grateful for delicious food. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. I'm grateful for the money that has supported me. I'm grateful for, and I began to list like specific people and just anything and everything that came to my mind. And the whole time, this is key, my awareness was resting in my heart and I was feeling it. I was letting it amplify and compound. And I stayed in that for about an hour. And it was amazing. And a part of my mind was afraid. It was like, you shouldn't be doing this for so long. Shouldn't you be figuring out your shit? Shouldn't you be figuring out your job and where to live and this and that? But where did that get me? The past weeks or months that I was trying to figure everything out in my mind in an anxious, stressed, frustrated, angry energy. It was getting me nowhere. I was just looping in feeling stuck. So I said, I'm going to give this energy thing a go. And I just went all in on feeling gratitude for a full hour. And then everything shifted. I had been feeling stuck in my work and a brilliant idea came into my mind. I went into the other room and journaled it all out. Within 3 months, I had that offer created and launched, and I had my highest, easiest, most fun launch to date. It was amazing. I also was feeling stuck on where to live. And the idea of where to go next came to me. And then when I was in that next place, the idea of where to come next came to me. And I just kept following that path. And what I'm making clear here is I became completely unstuck because I learned how to create happiness from within. Because I learned how to create joy from within. And gratitude is the same frequency of happiness and joy. And now, practicing gratitude every day as often as possible, I see that actually I'm never genuinely happy if I'm not feeling gratitude. Never. It is the exact same frequency. And that's why I went as far as to get it tattooed on my hand to never forget it, because it's so easy to get caught up in life and forget, and even to manifest absolute magic, but not feel it. For example, this past summer, I was in Europe. My second family invited me on a sailing trip in Greece with them, which was amazing. We sailed on a yacht for 8 days around Greece, and then we stayed for a few weeks. And I had the opportunity to go to my friend's mom's house with her, one of my best friends. Her mom has a mansion in Mallorca, and I was invited to go to Mallorca, Spain for however long I wanted with my best friend. And I didn't go. And the reason I didn't go, I know that may sound insane, but the reason I didn't go is because I had lost my connection to my center, and I wasn't feeling happy in Europe. And I know, again, that may sound crazy. It's like, you were in Europe, how could you not be happy? But the thing is, the external world never actually makes us happy. It may make us happy for a moment, right? Or for like getting a new purchase. Oh, that makes me happy for a minute or a day. We see this with celebrities and wealthy people. And who is that really famous golfer? Oh my gosh, my brother would be shaking his head at me right now. I can't remember his name, but he's the best golfer. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, he's the best golfer in the world right now. And he had a speech go viral saying that he won all of these trophies and he keeps winning. Like, he's won all of the big golf tournaments and he's wildly famous. He's wildly wealthy. And he said, I don't really know why I keep doing this. Like, it doesn't create happiness for me. It's not the source of my happiness. Like, my family and love is the most important thing. So that's just another example of evidence that the outside world, it's this illusion that something out there will make me happy. Being in Europe, being a professional golfer, world famous, being wealthy. As I said in the first video in the introduction of this series, I've worked with many wealthy people. The wealth doesn't make them happy. So I was in Europe and I was so disconnected from my center and my connection to myself and my connection to gratitude that I didn't end up going to Mallorca, Spain. And I just knew I needed to have a lot of alone time and reconnect to my center and to my spiritual practices that make me happy. So I highly encourage you. In fact, I highly encourage you. If you're watching this video to this point, I know you want to be happy. Let this be your first practice, okay? So find something to appreciate and be grateful for. I encourage you to do what I did, where you have a drink. There's something special about that. If there's some sort of drink, like it could be coffee or tea that you love, or a sparkling water, or a cacao or hot chocolate, like anything, and hold it in your hands and bring it to your heart. Okay, so your awareness is in your heart. If you don't want to hold a drink or you don't have access to one right now, no worries. Place your hands on your heart and take a few deep breaths. We can do it together now. Breathing in, filling up your belly and chest. Breathing out, relaxing your body and bringing your awareness to your heart. Again, breathing in. Breathing out, relaxing your body and bringing your awareness to your heart. And one more, biggest breath of your day, breathing in. Breathing out, bringing your awareness to your heart. And now, if you're not driving or working out or whatever you may be doing while listening to or watching this, come back if you're distracted in some way right now. But now is the time to do your gratitude practice. You can do this for 5 minutes or a whole hour, as long as you want, at least 5 minutes. What actually I recommend is until you start to feel that feeling in your heart, that warmth. Now, there have been times that I've done this where I need to stick with it and keep looking for things over and over and over again until I feel it, okay? But I don't stop until I feel it. And now I've practiced it so much that I can feel it just like that all of the time. Anytime I forget, I come back to it. So this is a retraining. And what's so magical about this is, well, I mean, gosh, there's so many magical things about it. But one of the things that's extra magical is you're retraining your brain to look for the good. We can always look for things that we don't have and things to make us upset. Always. It doesn't matter how much you manifest. It doesn't matter how incredible your life will be. Bad things will still happen, right? Things in the external world beyond our control will happen. Things are always going to happen, so you are developing your superpower to choose joy and to feel joy. What I am saying here, though, is yes, there are challenges and pain, and you have the power to hold both at the same time. And sometimes there are pains that you don't need to hold on to. You're just holding on to the past. So we're going to develop your gratitude muscle to literally generate joy from the inside out. It's like you're an engine. Your heart is an engine in the car, and the engine hasn't been turned on in a long time. And now you're turning on the engine through this practice of gratitude, and your heart is going to expand and open and warm you and attract more positive thoughts and feelings to you. Okay? So have fun with this practice. You can do it by speaking out loud, like the example I gave, or writing it in your journal. You can write a rampage of gratitude. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. And you just write and write and write. I like to oscillate between the two. I love them both. Okay? So enjoy this practice. Let me know your takeaways and how you felt after. And if you're feeling excited for it, in the comments. I love hearing from you. It inspires me to continue making videos like this. It inspires me to feel connected to you. And if you want to work with me on a deeper level, click the link in my bio. If this video was supportive for you, please share it with someone that you think may benefit, whether it's your friend, your family member, or your community on social media. It would mean the world to me because there's a reason I'm teaching this series for free. I believe it's so important for thousands of people to learn these skills of how to generate happiness from within. So thank you for sharing. I'm so excited to hear how this practice goes for you and to see you in the next episode of this How to Be Happy series. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.